Hello and welcome to the channel. Here is the Tamiya 135 scale Japanese medium tank type 97 Chai Ha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Found this at my local hobby shop for a really low price. This is going to be a small model, but these Tamiya kits, these little Tamiya tank kits are a lot of fun to build. They go together easily. Yeah, and they have a lot of good detail from what the ones I've built in the past. Let's see what we get inside. Let's take a look and see what we're going to get inside this box. Get that plastic out of the way. On the side here, it's all in Japanese, so I can't read it. And on this side, we get illustrations of some other tanks you can get from Tamiya. I've built that one. Yeah, built that one. Anyhow, it looks like you get figures with this kit. Let's open it up and see. There is the top part of the hull, and it looks good. Nice detail. I don't see a lick of flash on this thing. Nice. Okay. Next, we have a little bag with the bottom portion of the hull. Staples. Don't like staples. Yes, this has a date on it of 1975. Huh. Pretty nice detail on this bathtub portion of the hull. Oh, excuse me. There's two dates on this. This one date right here, I don't know if you can see that, under the word Tamiya says 1975. But the down here in real small letters, copyright 1987 Tamiya. So, I don't know. Was this thing molded in 1975 or was it molded in 1987? Whatever. All right, then we have a big bag here with staples in it. Ugh. I don't like staples. Oh, got parts falling out. Parts are falling out. Must be careful with parts falling out. Okay. This part was laying in the bag loose. This looks like the top of the turret where the big hatch is. Okay, this is sprue B. There's a lot of stuff on here. Okay, let's see. Suspension parts. Armor parts. Muffler or exhaust parts. Looks like the front armor. There's a tow cable. Tow cable right there. You can see that. Bunch of other smaller parts. I have no idea exactly what they are yet. Then we have another sprue that is dedicated to wheels Lots of nice looking wheels on here. This is sprue A. Good detail. I see a little bit of flash on these main gear wheels here. Drive wheels, sprockets. Drive sprockets, that's the word I was looking for. There's a little bit of flash on the teeth right there. So that'll have to be cleaned. And this sprue here is sprue C. This has a couple of figures on it. They look nice. Nicely molded with good detail. There's another front armor piece. There's a big piece of railing that goes around on the top of the turret. There's a shovel. There's a pick. Okay. Then we have these. And I can never remember the name of these things. Anyway, there they are. Here's the all-in-one tread, the plastic rubber treads that you clip together and melt those little tabs together so that they hold together. Okay. Kind of hold together just like that. Not bad. So we got those. Next, in the plastic bag with staples on it, are the decals. There we are. Some numbers, some Oriental writing, a couple of lightning bolts or something, a couple of symbols. There's your decals. Put those back in the plastic bag with the staples on it. And then, last but not least, we have instructions. We have one set of instructions that's Japanese, and then we have one set of instruction that is in English. At least that's what it looks like. You get some old black and white photos of the tank with some history about it. Let's see, how does this thing fold apart? Okay, this is a big fold-out sheet for the instructions. You open it up and this you get a parts menu. Shows you all the parts. Then you start with step 1, which is building wheels. Let's see, and then there are a total of 9 steps, looks like to me. And then these last 2 pages is painting and applying decals. This shows you the camouflage pattern to use, a suggested camouflage pattern. You don't necessarily have to use that. You can just paint it all one color if you want. Yeah. The suggested colors are khaki, dark red brown, dark green, yellow. The outside edges of the wheels and treads, they show matte black. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically it. Decals are on this page. Looks like you get you can put decals for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types. So there you go. Japanese Medium Tank Type 97 Chai-Ha. This is the Tech Tips paper they put in all these things. So there we go. There's a look at that model kit. When I come back to it, I will be starting the build with the wheels. Now let's see if I can get all these sprues and parts back in the box the way they were, so that the box lid closes. Can I do it? Yes, I did it. So this will be coming up in the future, along with the other old classic kits I found at the hobby store. There you go. All the wheels are put together. The drive wheel sprockets, all the road wheels, idler wheels are not put together yet. I've also put together some of the springs, and then the bottom of the hull I have attached a front piece of armor on the nose portion, and the drive axles right there. So yeah, it's coming along. Next thing we're going to do, if I can get my bearings here, is start attaching suspension parts to the hull, and suspension parts, and I'm not sure what this other piece is, but anyway, it goes on the side of the hull there. And then after we get these little suspension parts on, we'll turn it over like this. We'll start adding the wheels to all these axle points. All right, so let's get moving on that. All right, now I have the suspension parts put on this one side, and they all fit really well. These Tamiya kits, everything fits really nice. No fitting issues at all. As you can see in this little tank, you have some suspension springs attached to some armatures of some sort, which attach to axles. And all the wheels are going to go on these axle points right here. So now we just turn it over, and we do the same thing on this side. So I will gather up the parts for this side and put those all on, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, since I have all of the suspension parts put on here in step 2, it is time to start adding the road wheels and such to these suspension parts and the axles. So we flip this over and we face it, let's see, we face it this way. Okay, adjust this camera a little bit. There we go. Little adjustment there. Okay. So anyway, we flip this bottom part of the hull over. And we're going to start finding some wheels. Let's start with the sprockets. Now these, when I built these, put these together, they have poly caps inside of them. So the poly caps will allow us to take these wheels and just put them on like that. And they kind of just push into place and they spin. So these are going to go on both sides here. Okay. There's the drive sprockets on. Next, we will put road wheels. Now, let's see, there are road wheels that are attached to suspension parts. So we'll put those on first. And they're going to go on this axle right here. These do not have poly caps in them. This part actually just glues on like that. Okay. So it has a kind of a rocking action to it. We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and put a little bit of glue on just a little dab of glue on this axle right there. We'll take this set of wheels and put it on like so. And we'll get another set. Get another set of these road wheels and we'll put them on right here like this. I'm not sure why that's sitting like that. Let's try this one so it fits. There it goes. Okay. Let's put a little touch of glue right there. Now we'll fit that on. Okay. There's two sets of the road wheels on. Make sure those are nice and parallel, even to each other, which it looks like they are. Then there's an idler wheel that's going to go on the front part. Let's see, that goes there. Okay, so the idler wheel is going to go in right there. Now this one does not have this one does not have oh, I see what's going on. Okay. When I built these idler wheels, there's this little shaft that was put in and it spins freely inside the wheel. So what we'll do is just put a dab of glue right on the end of this thing. And we'll put it in this receiving hole and stick it in like that. There we go. Idler wheel is now attached. Let's put the other idler wheel on the other side. Touch of glue right there. Okay. Put that idler wheel on. All right. There are the two idler wheels on, this set of road wheels on this side, and the idles or the drive sprocket. Now we'll put the road wheels on this side. Let's see how they fit. Looks like they fit good. Okay. Put a little touch of glue right there. Touch of glue there. Alright. Make sure these are even to each other, parallel to the body of the tank. They look like they are. Anyway, there those are. So we'll set it down like this. This will even out the wheels. We'll push them on there firmly. We'll set them down on the surface. That'll even them all up. Okay. Now, we need to get these little, oh, what do they call these little wheels here? I'm not sure. At any rate, oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong spot. We have to put the idler wheels on. The idler wheels, they have polycaps in them, so they're just gonna push onto these little drive shafts right here, like so, and like so, and then again on this side, same thing. Push those on and push this one on. Make sure those are on firmly and that they all spin more or less. They move anyway. Okay, now we'll take this excuse me, this body of the tank, sit it down flat. All those wheels, the road wheels and stuff, are all lining up now. Okay, we need to find these other wheels that are on the A sprue. And they are these little, I don't know what kind of wheels they're called. What do they call these things? Let's see. I do not see what they're called anywhere. Well, they're on the A sprue, so I'm going to find them. All right. Here is the tank body, the lower portion of the tank body with all the wheels on it now. Drive sprocket, road wheels, idler wheels, etc., etc. So, continuing in step 3, we're going to start adding some more pieces onto this lower hull. One of them is going to be this large piece of armor plating that goes on the very front here. And it looks to me like it just kind of fits up on there like that. I'm thinking. It's kind of rubbing up against that. Maybe it goes this way. I don't think it does, but it might. No. Nope. I don't think so. Maybe it does. Yep, that is the way it goes. Kind of hard to tell sometimes with these instructions, but that's how it goes, right? Just like that. So let's do a little bit of sanding right here. It's kind of a edge here that needs to be toned down. Got that edge down a bit. Okay, that looks better. All right. Whoops, I lost one of the wheels. I lost a set of wheels. Dad burn it. Let's try another touch of glue right there, see if that'll work. Dang, that thing just came right off. Look at that. All right. Okay, where was I? This is going to go on now. This is going to fit right on the front here. Oops. Right on the front here. Like that. Okay. Put a touch of glue right there. And another touch of glue right there. That'll hold it. Okay, there's that front. Oh, the wheel fell off again. There's that front armor piece. And my set of road wheels just fell off again. There we go. I think. So I'll kind of hold this in place while it's glue setting up. Tends to want to back off. That looks okay. All right. Okay, let's set this down. Let it sit there for a while. Let that glue and the pieces I just pressed together, let all that. Now I'm going to start on the upper part of the tank body as shown in step 4. I circled all the tools in the instructions because I will do those later, or possibly even last, as they will get painted totally separately. So I'm going to find all these parts I need here, these hatches, other various little things that go on here, is toolbox, more hatches, and a large grate that goes on top. So we're going to find those pieces and we're going to start putting them on, and then we'll see what happens after step 4. Alright, I'm at the point now where I've been adding more pieces onto this upper part of the tank. For instance, inside here I've added a bench or a stand, the machine gun that sticks out the front right here. Put some various things on top. And now I'm getting ready to put the radiator in. That's the radiator right there. And it is going to go, let's see, it looks like it goes in right there. You turn it over, and it is down in there. You can't really see it, but there it is. So let's go ahead and glue that in place. All right. Yeah, that is all there was to step number 6. So we'll set this aside, let all that dry up, and next is going to be the construction of the turret. These are the parts that are needed, and I started putting together some of the little sub-assemblies here. There is the gun, main gun. The turret is going to have a little bench built in here inside where the commander stands. It looks out the top of the hatch. And there is a machine gun that comes out the back. So let's continue on putting this together, and we'll see how it looks when I get it done. So I have the turret basically done, and I've installed it on top of the tank body. And I'm now going to continue work on the turret as it's sitting on the top of the tank here. And what I'm going to be building right now is the hatch system, this main hatch system that goes on top. And it consists of a few different parts. There are a series of rings, you might say, like this, and then the actual lid or the hatch. It's quite an involved hatch. And let's see, this part right here is where I have to decide whether I'm going to put the hatch in the open position or a closed position. And so they give you a couple extra parts for that. So I have to decide, am I going to put it in the open position and have it so that the commander figure is poking half his body out of the top, or do I just leave it closed and not use the figures at all, or just have the figures standing on the side or something? I already opted to not have the gunner, or whoever he is, the driver maybe, pop out of this hatch right there. So I glued this hatch shut. So he's not going to be popped out. So I now have to decide the same thing about the commander. Anyhow, I'm going to start building this hatch on top of the turret here. And to do a little sanding on these parts are kind of boogered up from the attachment spots. All right, well, let's pause. All right, here's where I'm at now. The turret is all done. Got the railings on it, the hatch, the main gun, the machine gun in the back. I decided to not put the crew figures standing up in the hatches. Also, the top portion of the tank is finished. I put the hatches in the closed position. I went ahead and put the tools on. I can do a little painting on those later. And now the whole bottom section is done with all the wheels and suspension. This is all ready to go. There's the back side. So at this point, what I need to do is painting. Now there is a couple different ways I can go with the painting. Number one, I could put the whole tank together and just paint the whole thing at once. And then paint the tracks, which tracks, by the way, are done here. And then paint the tracks separately. Or put everything together, even the tracks, and just spray it all, and then just kind of do a little hand brushing here and there to make things stand out. However, doing that, you don't get to really weather and paint these tracks separately. And since these are one-piece rubberized plastic tracks, they have to be put together before you put them on. So it's best to just leave these off and paint them separately. Anyway, in my experience. The the upper part of the tank and the turret can be put together and painted all at once. That's not a problem with me. So I'll probably do that. And that's just a matter of slipping this slipping the turret onto the top of the tank. Let's see if I can get it in that way. This is a kind of a trick. It doesn't go together that easy as some other tanks. There it goes. Okay, now it's on. So we take this, we put this together like so, and then we spray the whole thing. And then we come through with a brush and do a little touching up here and there, like the headlight and the machine guns that are sticking out the back, the mufflers, the tools. And then we paint this whole bottom half separately. And the reason why I'm going to lean towards that is all these road wheels, the outside perimeter of these wheels has to be black, whereas the inside has to be the same color as the rest of the tank. And so this tank, according to the instructions and the box top painting, is a camouflage pattern like they show here. Now, I'm not going to attempt to do this exactly. I'm going to do a camouflage pattern on this tank, but I'm going to excuse me, I'm going to do it in the 4 colors they show here. But I'm not going to try and copy this. So I'm just going to sort of ad-lib it. I'll have this in front of me while I'm painting, and we'll try and match it somewhat. Okay, well, anyway, that's my plan. And then as far as which decals I'm going to use, I'll decide that after I get the whole thing painted up. Okay, so the way it stands right now is I am basically ready for painting. And the first bit of painting I'm going to do is the main body parts of the tank. And then when I get the main body parts of the tank sprayed, I will come through and put the black on the outside of these road wheels. Let's see, there is a machine gun that goes up on top of the turret. I'll paint that totally separately too. And yeah, that's it. Once it's all painted up and I put a layer of clear on it, I'll come through with my weathering pastels, and we'll do a little bit of weathering with those. Nothing heavy, just a little bit. Okay, so next time I see you, I'll have some painting done. I'm going to do a little hand painting first, like these treads. I'll probably paint them by hand and then use the pastels on them. The machine gun, I will paint that by hand. And then everything else will get the airbrush. Okay. See you when I get back. And here is the Japanese light tank, or medium tank, painted in the camouflage scheme. I have to do a few touch-ups and detail painting here and there, but otherwise it's pretty much done. Let's put in a different light. It's got a little bit more light on it now, as you can see it better. I have to do a little painting on the tools, on the cable, the mufflers, or the exhaust I should say. A few other things like that. And then I have to do some dry brushing with the powders, with the, not powders, but the pastels on the treads and the wheels and such. Give it a little touch of weathering. But there she sits at this point. Okay, so when I come back, we'll start on the weathering. So I have started on using the weathering pastels to add some definition and weathering to this tank model and help bring out some of the details. I've started right here on this side where the tools are and the wheels, and I just started working my way around the front. In contrast, let's see if I can show you this. In contrast, this is the other side of the tank that I haven't even touched yet. All the paint looks good, but we need to add some details as far as definition and weathering and that sort of thing. All right, here is the tank. It is finished. The Japanese Medium Tank. All finished up. It was a fun build. It was pretty easy to do. Probably the hardest and most time consuming of the whole thing was painting it. And then doing a little bit of weathering to it. I chose not to do the crew figures. Not that there was anything wrong with them, but excuse me. I don't know, I just wanted to make the tank with all the hatches closed. Anyhow, there it is. Thanks for watching the build, and we'll see you next time.